Considering the difference of two squares, abbreviated dots, such as x squared minus 9. It's almost like a trinomial where the middle term is missing. There's only two parts, so that's why it's called the difference of two squares. It's a polynomial with two parts, such as x squared is the first part and negative 9 is the second part. It's a difference of two squares because there's always a subtraction sign or a minus sign or a negative sign between your two terms. This, like the trinomial, factors to the double parentheses, and the best way to approach these is to think often about squares and square roots. And so the first term of each binomial is the square root of the first term of your polynomial, and the square root of x squared is x. Now, for the difference of two squares, it works out that your two parentheses sets always have different signs, 1 plus, 1 minus, and the square root of 9 is your second term for 3. So your answer factors to x plus 3, x minus 3. For x squared minus y squared, factors to x plus y and x minus y. Right? The first term is x from the square root of x squared. Second term is y, the square root of y squared, and 1's plus, 1's minus. Our third example, 4x squared minus 81. Now you can recognize it's a difference of two squares because it's a binomial, meaning it has two parts. So a minus sign between them. The numbers 4 and 81 are both square numbers, and the coefficient of x is an even number. So those are properties of a dot. But the square root of 4x squared is 2x, because the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of x squared is x. And then we know 1 plus, 1 minus, and the square root of 81 is 9. So we factor to 2x plus 9 and 2x minus 9. 9x to the 10th minus 1. Again, it is a dots because the numbers 9 and 1 are square, coefficients are even, minus sign in the middle of a binomial. Square root of 9x to the 10th. Well, the square root of 9 is 3. And for square root of x to the 10th is simply cutting the exponent in half. We're dividing it by 2, so we get 3x to the 5th. 1 plus, 1 minus, square root of 1 is 1. So 3x to the 5th plus 1, 3x to the 5th minus 1. Again, this can be checked with FOIL. And the last one, 4x to the 6th minus 49, y to the 12th. See, square root of 4x to the 6th, square root of 4 is 2. X to the 6th becomes x to the 3rd, because for even exponents we cut them in half. You're not going to have odd exponents for dots because then it wouldn't be a square. And then plus minus, and square root of 49 y to the 12th is 7 y to the 6th.